You've stumbled into another nostalgic void. Drifting, searching with your rose-colored glasses. Fear not. What an Oddcast is here to guide you. With hosts Jared Minikheim, Anthony Denny, Michael Kennedy, and Sven Magnuson. Stay odd and hold on tight.
Welcome back to What an Oddcast, episode 291. I'm your intro man, Maverick, and I want to remind you that Blue Moon of Kentucky do keep on shining.
My name is on Refney, and I would like to remind you, bitty bitty bum bum.
And I'm Jared Minikheim. I don't have a thing like they did.
No, because we sprung it on him, but that's fine.
Honestly,
That's how
I
it should be.
I got Selena on the brain, so
I appreciate you being able to do that on the fly. Maybe we'll get into more of it, maybe we won't. I said what I said. God only knows, though. That's between me and whatever Lord someone's praying to. So, who's singing now? Who's singing Blue Moon?
Oh, me.
What's it from?
It's just from King of the Hill. That's Boomhauer singing.
It is. It is. I just watched that episode like yesterday, and it's been stuck in my head all fucking day. And it made me realize that might be, no, for me it's very fortunate. That might be where my obsession with bluegrass and banjo came from. So, like,
it's probably fair.
Oh god, what were the instruments? So it was Connie on the fiddle.
Yep.
Hank's on the guitar.
Yep.
God, what the fuck? I know Dale was playing the piano, but it was not a piano.
It was a steel guitar.
Steel guitar, thank you.
Yep. No, stand-up bass, which was a keyboard.
Oh, yeah, stand-up bass.
The Boomhauer plays the banjo, which is apparently also where my obsession with banjos came from.
I do remember you saying you wanted a banjo for like 5 years straight.
So much, and if one day when I have my own place, I will learn the banjo. It is just how it is. But the best part is, do you remember what Bill plays?
Yes, I do.
In that group? What is Bill?
No! They killed my boy.
The best part about that was that the microphone cut out for you. So I just heard... I believe, by the way, Bill plays the washboard.
I was gonna say the jug where you just go who.
No, because
for some reason I feel like that's Bill.
Bobby picks that up and starts, and Hank tells him to shut the fuck up. Basically, he's like, "No,
okay, it's
don't
been a
do
while
that."
since been a while since I've
There
watched
he
back
is.
through King of the Hill.
No idea what the fuck happened. Just kicked me off. Yes, what does Bill play? I'm sure you guys have already talked about it.
The washboard, if I remember correctly.
And what does Bobby get in trouble for playing?
The jug.
Right, and why does he get in trouble?
I don't know.
He picks up a jug, starts blowing out, and Hank goes, "Bobby, please put that down. I keep my things in there." It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I have such
God.
great news for the Latino community.
What is it?
Bluegrass is coming back.
This is going to mean nothing for a lot of our listeners, but Yolanda Saldivar has been denied parole.
She a killer.
I don't
She
know
killed
what that is.
Selena. Selena was like the very first popular, like basically the JFK murder of the Hispanic community.
Okay.
Like she was fucking shot. It was a huge thing, and she was up for parole on Sunday.
Sure.
And if she got out, she was going to get killed.
She's in there for her own safety.
Yes, at that point, because
She's like Rorschach. They're locked in there with him.
You're locked in here with me.
That is not at all what he sounds like.
yeah, I'm very glad to hear that she got denied. Fuck that bitch.
So before we
dare
get
you take
into
away.
our main topic of the episode,
Blue Moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the wrong way.
So Anthony, on Refney, whatever we're gonna call you this episode,
Neither or.
have
I
you
respond to both.
have you happened to see anything about the new Final Destination movie.
Probably right at the beginning of Beyond. I have not seen more than what you have told me with the bloodlines and all that.
Okay. Well, I found out yesterday due to a video I was watching that was talking about some behind the scenes things for it. Tony Todd.
May he rest in peace.
This was the last movie he was ever in. Apparently, he was given a couple choices, and this was the movie that he chose. And his reasoning for it was that, I mean, this is the movie when I did Final Destination 1 that kind of like really pushed me into horror. He's like, yeah, I had Candyman, but I was like, that'll be the one role. And he's like, then I took this one, and I was like, you know what? I think this is the genre I want to be a part of. So when this movie came up, it was like this and I think 3 other projects. And he was like, no, this is the one I need to be a part of because this is really what kind of helped my career. So I need to do this. But he said also he didn't want to be digitally enhanced at all. So that's why he looked so gaunt and whatever. Because he was going through cancer, but he said he wanted to keep that in there as part for that character in that movie, apparently.
I'm so glad to hear that he is back as Bloodworth. I was low key kind of sad that we weren't going to see him or hear. We'll probably hear his voice.
Well,
but I'm very glad to hear that he's in there.
Well, the funnest thing about it was I had heard the original idea for the movie was literally like his origin. Like, why does he know so much about death? Like, why is he like this go-to guy? Apparently that was another thing too, was he told him he wanted to keep that script. He's like, I may not be here for the entire filming and we may not be able to actually do the idea, but I want to keep the original script and do as much of that as we can before I can't anymore. So this will be interesting. So I actually have gotten really interested in what they did with this movie after hearing all that. I
might go see that.
Right? I'm just like, really? Like, Tony Todd was very insistent on, like, no, this is the original idea. We're not changing it just because of me. Let's just do it. I was like, all right. I'm actually kind of excited about this one.
And, you know, a lot of people, even though you guys may not know Tony Todd, he's been in a lot of things.
He's been in so much stuff. Oh, my God.
He's just one of those actors. For those who play video games, he played Venom in Spider-Man 2.
This is true.
He was in fucking obviously Candyman.
Yeah.
God, what else was he in? I'm trying to think.
He's also in Hatchet.
Hatchet.
For anyone who has watched Hatchet. No, he's just a little bit all over the place. Like, Tony Todd was just kind of like that. He was one of those Easter egg kind of people that you'd see him in a horror movie and be like, oh, Tony Todd, like, hey.
He is the
I'd heard that yesterday.
And I was like,
to
the Fallen.
Other than that,
got a blast.
I don't think there was anything else like super big in the news that has come to my brain right away.
No.
There was one thing from the Nintendo Direct that I like to bring up.
What's that?
Digital game cartridges.
That's okay. Now here's the thing. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I get what they're doing, but it's not. They need to come up with a better fucking name because that's not what that is. That's just allowing you to download on different consoles. It's all it is.
What it is, Jared. Did you watch the Nintendo Direct?
I only saw tidbits of it when they were starting it, so I didn't see a whole lot.
So what this is, what you can do, and I think it's a pretty neat feature if it works as I want it to work.
It doesn't.
But you have your digital download games on your Switch.
Okay.
If someone comes up in the same Wi-Fi as your Switch, you can lend your digital games to the other Switch for up to 2 weeks.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can't play it for that time, and automatically goes back after 2 weeks, but you can just lend your game. Like, I could buy I could buy a Zelda game and be like, all right, Mike, here you go. Here's 2 weeks of it.
I think there's going to be many limitations put on this.
It's about to say, what are the limitations?
There already is.
On
I
that?
do think it's going to be more of a family, like an Apple Home Share kind of thing.
They do have you can do it with your family whenever.
Yes.
But I think they're going to be like, oh yeah, you can lend out like to any games to your family, or one Switch console that's not yours. Yeah,
interesting.
It's a cool idea. It just digital cartridge is not a thing.
Yeah,
they could have absolutely come up with some really clever acronym and sold everything on that. For God's sakes, it's Nintendo.
Like you're like a game Switch.
Oh my God! See, that's actually pretty good. Yeah.
I'm assuming that they developed this because of the Switch 2.
Yes.
And because there's a rumor that the Switch 2 Lite will not have a game cartridge slot,
which makes sense if you're going for price. So
they make it so you could buy games on your Switch 2, put them on your Switch Lite when you go travel and shit like that.
Which is fun. It also means that I don't have to rebuy like all of my Switch games. I can just transfer them over to the Switch 2. So
the best part about this is you do not need Wi-Fi once you download the game off their Switch.
What? You need to do once. You need to be connected once.
Just need to be connected once. So
and then it's through local, basically Bluetooth.
Yeah, and then it's just like a timer. You have a timer for 2 weeks, and automatically it'll just stop letting you play it.
I guess Nintendo doing what Nintendo didn't
do.
You tried. It's not working for me right now, Jokey, but you tried. I have things that I think will naturally come up to talk about as we get through our main subject of today, because it kind of revolves around the same era, and it kind of goes back to the holes conversation that we talked about last week. So, but that will come up naturally because we are right in that era with our main topic today. So I will let Jared take it away and kind of let us segue into what we're going to be talking about.
Thank you. So,
answer.
Today we're talking about Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, but not the TV show.
I mean, we'll probably get into a little bit of the TV show.
We'll technically get into the TV show a little bit, yeah. So let's start right off the bat. Let's start right off the bat. So our movie last week, we talked about Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes has a higher rating than this movie, and I don't like that.
Also, real quick, before we move on,
brought it up.
Did you guys see Anthony, I really need you to check TikTok more. Two things. One, the producers, you can make more money with a flop than with a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2,
Snow White, the new movie starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, has a 1.8 on IMDb, which means it has surpassed Dragon Ball Evolution as the worst movie of all time.
You see,
I've seen a lot about this movie.
I'd like to love that because for different reasons. You see, I don't think Disney should be doing these live action remakes. I think they're petty little dumb cash cabs.
Agree.
But I don't believe that it probably is that bad just because there's a lot of controversy.
Yes. That's why it got dumped. But also, it didn't make money, which brings me back to you can make more money with a flop than with a hit.
There was a thing I'd seen about the new Snow White that somebody made a comment about the way that they handle. Well, the way that they handled the story of this one is that if they make another one, Snow White is just gonna straight up be like fucking He-Man at this point. That was the thing somebody pointed out because they were like, because the actress who played Snow White had talked about in the original story that the prince was a stalker and she didn't like that, whatever. So I guess some of the things that I've seen people didn't really like about this new Snow White was the Snow White's very much like, I don't need no man, you get the fuck out of here, I do everything. And everybody's like, but that's not, I get where you're going, but like, that's not the story though. Like, if you're gonna do the fucking story, just do the story and don't try to have some extra message on top of it, and it's pissing people off.
I have to tell you the funniest thing I saw about this movie. So, spoiler alert for Snow White. If you ever fucking care, I don't fucking.
Yeah, if anyone
read a book once in a while, you fucking knuckle draggers, for God's sake.
But in this movie, Dopey talks.
At the very last minute or whatever, I've seen the clip.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Like, oh my God, Dopey, you're talking, because he's like, we're not afraid anymore. And so it was like everyone's reaction when Dopey finally speaks for the first time in the theater.
Yes.
And it's just an empty theater.
Yes. It was like me with fucking Wicked. Like, just by myself. So good.
It was the best joke. And that is my, like people aren't seeing it, which is fine.
So, again, and that's perfectly
totally
fine. Rachel Zegler caused a lot of controversy with this. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued.
People don't like her because she's brown also.
She's brown and she's very, very left-leaning. She basically told all conservatives to not see her movie and to get kind of fucked, which is really fine, but you can't alienate movie-going audiences, which is fine. She'll bounce back.
Who have no life, and
she has enough star power. She'll be fine.
I agree with Mike there too. Yeah.
The other issue people are having is Gal Gadot.
No,
she's hot, but sometimes you got to be able to do a line reading without fucking it up, like
Vin Diesel.
Yes, is Gal Gadot the Vin Diesel or the female Vin Diesel? Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh my God, Gal Gadot is the female.
Family.
God.
Family.
It's an animal thing.
Oh my God. So but yeah, I had to let you guys. There's like 4 movies on the IMDb worst, and it's now below Dragon Ball Evolution, which is saying a lot because that shit held since what, 2014?
Yeah,
2004,
since it came out,
something like that. Yeah,
for good reason. But hey, if we never got that movie, we wouldn't have Super.
That's very true. This is very true. I love that story. But yeah, let's head back to our Jimmy Neutron phase, shall we? Because this took the world by storm.
So this movie's got a 6.1 out of 10. Yeah, it's a 74%. That's where it sits currently. I don't think either of those are correct. I think that both of those numbers should go up just a little bit after rewatching this one again.
I think it fucking holds, man. It fucking holds.
It does.
Well, the problem is no one's reviewing it nowadays, so it's just
we are. So buckle up, buckaroos. So this was released December of 2000. Be our first little tidbit there. So this is an old year.
Are you sure?
As far as I found, it was released then. Yeah,
December of 2001. Not 2.
What I found said 2000.
I have 2001 USA debut.
Interesting. Because it was in the 2001 Oscar thing, but then it says it was released technically December 2000, and then was in the 2001 thing. Anyway, regardless,
either way, we'll get to the bottom of this.
So the budget was $30 million, made $103 million in its time in the box office, so made its money back, did pretty well, didn't do terrible. I also have a note here. I just want to say I love Rob Paulson's work. Carl is a character that has just remained forever in the zeitgeist. Jimmy's mom. I'm gonna play with your big titties. No. So originally, this whole movie was a backdoor pilot for the show itself. They came up with the idea and they were like, hey, Nick, this is a thing we want to do. And they were like, cool. They really liked the pitch meeting. So they were like, you know what? How about we make it a movie instead? Because CGI is expensive. And if that does well, then we'll talk about doing it as a series. So I mean, that's what they did.
Well.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, it was the first Nick animated film to receive Academy Award nomination.
Was it that one year where a bunch of animation was up in the running?
Yeah, actually, because it was in the same year as Shrek. Because it was in... Yeah, it got nominated at the same time as Shrek, so...
Sorry, Jimmy Neutron. I don't think he beat Shrek.
Yeah, wasn't gonna go well, but... also, there were the shorts that we ended up seeing on Nick, where it was just like the random shit, Jimmy making an invention, whatever. They were all just lead-ups for this movie, because they really, really wanted to sell.
Mm-hmm. I remember the seeing the commercials of fucking Jimmy messing with the TV.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking of oh god, yeah, he had a bunch of shorts. I was trying to think of them. Thank you for that. It was the first CGI movie made by Nick, but not just the first CGI animated movie that Nick did. It was also, they did everything with off-the-shelf software. They didn't have anything that was upgraded. This was just like,
no,
what software can we use to make it? Great, fucking put it on the computer, and they were going.
What's gonna make him look 3D with big fucking hair? Great, do it. Whatever stock you got.
Exactly.
DNA Productions.
Oh, and this is just a tidbit. We'll have this point in the movie when this song comes up. But I realized it watching it, so I'm glad there was a fact as well. But they used the song Blitzkrieg Bop, which I want to remind everyone at home, in case you don't know or in case you may have forgotten. Stop using Blitzkrieg Bop in anything with children. It's literally a song about the Nazis and Hitler. I don't understand the obsession. I get that it's a catchy song, but it's literally a song.
But they went to war against the Yokians, Jared. That's why it's a war song.
But Blitzkrieg has nothing to do with the Germans. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the reason I bring that up is they do mute out a line from the song for this movie when it plays, which is "shoot him in the back now." They mute that line entirely, so it just skips to the next line.
I wonder why.
Jim Cummings was also just a quick tidbit. Jim Cummings was in the voice acting for this movie. He did a couple of random characters, which is only a point of mention. Because he was also a character in Shrek, and then that's what ended up getting the Oscar nomination. But it ended up being in the facts because both of the movies that involved characters from both were in nomination. Also, the only Nicktoon to have a theatrical release and receive Academy Award nomination as well. So that was a big step for Nickelodeon. Was just one of their things finally went into the Oscars, so they were happy. So yeah. Oh, and this was the last movie made until SpongeBob.
Yep. Which doesn't take that long for it to hit.
No, it's only about 4 years
to 8 years.
And then and then they made SpongeBob. But anyway, so that Jimmy Neutron, boy genius. Let's get into this movie, shall we? The movie that we all enjoy.
I mean, it's got its parts.
You shut your fucking mouth.
I fucking hate Cindy's design in this.
It's rough. I also don't like, what's her friend's name?
Libby.
Yeah. I don't like Libby's design until the actual show when they go back in time and she becomes the pharaoh, where she was like an ancient Cleopatra.
Because the mummies wake up and she's Cleopatra, so they listen to her.
Yes.
No, I agree. It's
yes. So we open on Jimmy, right? That's how it starts. He's waking up, getting ready for school, or do we open on the Yokians? I cannot remember.
We open like an Austin Powers, where there's something.
I forgot about the opening.
Yeah. We open up the movie with the military seeing a UAP on radar, and we are introduced to that there's aliens, but we don't know what they are yet.
Nice. It's Jimmy throwing a satellite. He goes, nice antiques to the fucking F-22s.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I forgot about that. The whole opening sequence was a blur to me.
They send up jets, and Jimmy's flying back, calls them antiques, and then flies back home.
And we're introduced to fucking the greatest, one of the greatest fathers of all time, Hugh Neutron.
Neutron.
Dad is real easy to impress, was my note about his dad. Just crashes into the house, destroys the chimney. His dad like, oh, you made a rocket ship, huh, Jimbo? That's good. That's great. And I'm just like, it's
Jared,
easy to impress Dad.
This is going to sound so much meaner than I mean it to. You remind me so much of Jimmy's dad. Like, if you were to have children, it is you. Because the jokes around Hugh are like, yeah, the reason that fucking Jimmy's mom puts up with this is because he's got a huge dick, knows how to fuck, and is easy to please. And that's just, if that's not you to a T for what we have rumors spread on this channel, it's fucking truth, and you know it. Exactly. And you fucking know it, bud. You're Hugh Neutron incarnate. I killed Jared.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that today.
He's not coming back from that one. Well, that's the show, everyone. Huh? Goodbye.
All right, everyone go on Jimmy Neutron, boy genius. I'll give it 5 stars. I'll give it 4 stars. A little bit generous.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Oh, of course.
I wasn't expecting that.
I made him cry.
First day I saw a hot dog changed my life. Hugh Neutron.
Oh, God. So everything is an invention. That's been my next note here.
Yep.
It's like, it reminds, I think the reason I liked it as a kid is it reminded me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and whatnot. Where, like, instead of the dad being the one who invents everything, like, Jimmy's constantly inventing something new for his family.
I could see that, yeah.
Oh, God. So, yeah, he's in his lab, and we get the, he tries to have Goddard do a trick, his robot dog.
Oh. Goddard, the best side character to have existed ever.
Play dead boy, and he just explodes.
Boom!
Now, this reminded me. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the Nickelodeon Clickamajigs.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So the Clickamajigs were these games.
Saying?
They were the games on Nickelodeon that did not require a keyboard. Hence Clickamajigs. You just clicked on them, and one of them was a Goddard, like Simon Says, between Cindy's yellow dog and Goddard.
I do know what you're talking about.
You had to do different tricks, like speak, roll over. That. And when you lost, you blew up. So when he blew up, I was like, "Oh, trauma!" I remember that.
Really,
and that was actually carried over. They did it for a short, which is why they then put it in the movie, because they liked the idea so much. They ended up sticking with them.
Funny.
Yeah, so he's there. He's checking out that he sent out his little. Oh, his parents also scold him because he went up into space and threw out his own little satellite, and they tell him that talking to strangers is dangerous and he shouldn't be doing that.
No, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Doesn't he send out signal, or is that we got to get back to his lab before he sends out the signal, right? Like,
yeah. So he complains with them, and then he goes back to his lab. We get the play dead, and then he sends out a signal, and he's like, "Now we'll know if there's any intelligent life out there." But he misses the bus because he's too busy doing satellite shit.
Too busy dreaming.
How will he get to school?
That's very good, Anthony. How will he get to school? That is a great question. He runs out for the bus and he misses it. But Anthony, it's okay. He's an inventor.
Yes.
He will use an invention.
He's got bubble gum.
Super bubble. Super bubble gum, and he throws it in, and it makes a giant bubble, and he starts bouncing off towards the school bus, and everyone laughs at him.
Yeah, because he catches somehow. Somehow he catches up with the school bus. And listen, I don't know how physics work. But I think if you're bouncing with the school bus, you have to have enough motion or inertia to carry you through. This motherfucker somehow caught up to the bus, and is bouncing along, which is another issue. When you bounce something, it doesn't typically bounce at the same height, and he's consistently at the same height. But that only lasts for so long. Smart. Because then he just runs into something and it pops on him. And so that's the end of the bubble. That's the end of the bubble. Pop the bubble.
But this also brings us into Cindy, the feminist genius of the school, where she hates Jimmy because he's a boy, and she always has to be one ahead of him and smarter. So she's the first one to really laugh at him when his bubble pops, because
good 2000s writing. Good 2000s writing.
Girls and boys can't be friends.
Never.
And the weird, awkward sexual tension between these fourth graders is palpable.
Even as a kid, I was like, these two are gonna fucking get married.
Yep. It's a true enemies to lovers didaction. So
we get to the school and everything seems great. We're in the classroom, everything seems fine. But this is where I get introduced to who was one of my favorite characters as a kid, which is Shane, who's doing show and tell with Ultraman! Ultralord, sorry.
Ultralord.
Shane,
this is the 17th time that you've brought in Ultralord to show and tell.
That's where the meme comes from, people.
Yes, it does.
Now, actually, you will notice that this Ultralord figure has action kung fu grip.
Right.
So yeah, he
fucking loves Shane.
Shuts off another Ultraman. Carl shows that he has an inhaler. This is my inhaler. And I use it when I can't breathe very good.
Carl Weezer.
That's called a Chekhov's gun right there.
Yes.
And then there's the bit with Cindy and her whole what is it, the different dinosaur, and then her and Jimmy argue about that dinosaur doesn't actually exist because it's blah blah blah. And it's a whole tidbit back and forth between them of who's actually smarter.
Yes, it's a whole to do.
I love that scene in Mr. Peabody and Sherman. It was great.
Oh, that's right. And sorry, I had to make sure I was with my notes. So Carl draws a frog. He tries to show Jimmy, and he's like, "Isn't it cool? Jimmy's a frog." Jimmy.
Oh, that's great, Carl. The way he says "frog," it makes me die every fucking time, because it is the worst drawn frog ever.
Jimmy's frog.
But then Jimmy one-ups everybody with his...
Because he whispers it too. He's like, "Hey, Jimmy, want to see what I drew? It's a frog." That's great, Carl. What are you drawing? Oh, it's just schematics to a fucking rocket ship. Just make Carl feel inferior as all fucking get out.
I mean, as you should.
Turning Goddard into a fucking rocket ship bike thing. No biggie. No biggie. Just the thing I was thinking of. But your frog's really cool, though.
I mean, hey, at least he's not a dickhead about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, that's pretty cool, dude."
Well, Jimmy then has to go do show and tell, and Jimmy pulls out a new prototype for a shrinking ray. And yeah, which he gets made fun of. He tries to use it, and of course, like any good scientific thing, doesn't work quite right, and everybody makes fun of him. Yeah. He's like, "No, you don't understand. I probably just misplaced something or pushed something wrong. You don't understand. It works."
It works, I promise.
So it gets thrown out. But then we get introduced to Nick, the cool kid.
Everyone loves Nick.
Nick what? Nick Fuentes? Is that Nick?
Yeah.
It is a very correct Hispanic name. If I pulled that out of my ass.
Just do what you want, Jimmy. Why are you waiting on your parents? Parents aren't cool.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Nick.
I feel like he'd be the same kid at some point later in their middle school career that's like, come on, Jimmy, just smoke the cigarette. Who needs to know? Parents don't know what's cool. He'd be that kid.
Nick Dean.
Dean, there. Okay, there it is.
So much cooler than what I thought.
Also, yeah, he says show and tells for losers, basically.
Yeah, a small thing that I didn't think was going to bother me, but Jimmy's voice being slightly different than the show.
Yeah, it really gets to you, doesn't it?
It did throw me off.
It pitched up just enough.
And that's fair. Nick's just basically like, yeah, show and tells for babies. I don't do show and tell. And then the teacher's like, oh, that's right, you're cool.
You're cool.
And then we get everybody goes to leave, and as I said, Jimmy throws out the shrinking device because he's just like, oh, I don't know, I guess it's broken. And it goes in the trash, and then it shrinks the teacher, who we will see again later as she's shrunken down onto her desk. Out of fucking nowhere, this poor woman. She's just, this is the part that kills me even as a kid, where it's like she gets shrunk down and everyone just fucks off. No one cares. This woman goes missing. No one bats an eye.
No
one. School ends. Jimmy, Carl, and Shane are out there enjoying their time, being friends. And then they run into a poster for Retroland. A theme park with rides and a petting zoo and all this cool stuff. But it opens tonight.
It's got a llama.
Oh no. However will they go? They have to be there. It's the opening of Ultraland. But they can't get their parents' permission.
Yes, Retroland.
Which, really looking back on this movie now, such a nostalgia to call something Retroland and just fucking just go for it, man. Just fucking go for it.
But Nick comes back, man, and he says, hey, if your parents don't know you're out, man, what they don't know won't hurt them. You gotta be there. So everyone who's important is gonna be at the Retroland opening. Wink.
So, right. So we're going to skip ahead just a minute. Like, Carl gets out. Sean gets out because I think his parents are just neglectful. But Jimmy's a good kid, and he's not just going to sneak out. He's going to try to win over his parents. And
like a school.
Right. And so Jimmy's like, well, fuck. So on his way home from school, he goes through a flower field and gets 24 of the freshest roses that you could ever find, and somehow gets a piece of coal, which he forges into a diamond. Which it is a vocal stim that I have where it's like, I'm just an old lump of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. Like, he's just forging it. So he creates a diamond ring for his mother and trying to bribe her to let him go to Retroland, and has this whole spiel where it's like, oh, here's these Go ahead.
That's not all, though. He also steals a bunch of oysters from hard-working men to get pearls.
I forgot about the pearls. God,
dude, what a fucking dickhead.
So, what is Jimmy's mom's actual name? Isn't it
Judy
Neutron?
Yeah.
Judy Neutron is going to get a pearl necklace, and earrings, a diamond ring, and 24 roses. If she has the correct answer to the question, can I go to the opening of Retroland tonight? No, it's a school night. Thank you, but wait, what? No? Yes, no. And then she just discards the pearls, ring, and roses in the best way possible, and just basically tells Jimmy to fuck off.
as it is
amazing. It's a good parenting. Good parenting.
And the best part is she could have kept that and be like, I'm keeping these anyway, but she didn't.
She didn't. She gave them back to him.
Hell yeah. Fuck that kid.
It's so good. So fucking good.
Before, real quick, go back there. When he's doing the diamonds and the pearls, we also get introduced to some of his other inventions, which one of them will come back again, which is the girl-eating plant.
Yes.
He shows her a picture of Cindy, and it eats it. But yeah, so you are correct.
Girls.
Yeah, his mom turns him down, and but the other reason she turns him down as well is because he comes in on a jetpack in his book bag.
He does,
and it goes haywire and sets a fire.
It does.
It's like it's really showing that Judy's not in the wrong.
Yes, no, Judy is correct. He is not responsible enough.
Mom is correct.
What a surprise.
Which is how it typically goes.
So there's that whole thing that goes on. Jimmy's all heartbroken. He's grounded. He goes upstairs. And then we cut off to space. And why do we cut to space, you might ask? Why are we going to space? Why? We were just talking about Jimmy. Well, that's because Jimmy put out a little radar beacon.
Right? A little message encouraging all intelligent life to come to planet Earth, and drew them a fucking diagram on a video.
Yeah.
Showing that they have a valuable resource that they're desperately. We're getting back to valuable resources again.
Unobtainium.
Yeah, he shows them boba, and they decide.
Yes. I think there might be. Honestly, I think the next couple weeks there might be valuable resources that are going to be coming up. Not to foreshadow anything, but we seem to have a theme here. Apparently, unintentional, by the way.
So yeah, we're introduced to some Gulag aliens, and they
Yolkians.
They see Jimmy's parents, and they find that Jimmy's parents look delicious. So then they decide to start course for Earth, and that'll be our story point in a minute.
Yep, put a pin in that.
Yeah, so we put a pin in that. We go back to Jimmy and his parents, and his dad comes up to his room to have a nice little talk with him about everything. And they're talking about, like, trying to go to all retro land, and, like, what is it that's so important? And it's all his friends are going to be there, everyone important. And I have this here. Well, Jimbo, if your friend's name was Cliff, would you jump off them? Would you, Jim?
So good.
Yeah, I didn't think you would there, Jim.
It reminds me, and not to get back into the show, but like eventually the men go caribou hunting, which is another one of my caribou. It's another vocal. This show really did I think make my autism flare up pretty good.
Fucked you up.
It did. It really did.
Another line he has in here, because they were talking about he went into space. Because rockets are big red flying things. You know what, Jim? I hope this talk helped, and we love you, son. And then he leaves, and like that's all Jimmy gets.
Off.
Honestly, one of the great
tell him anything of help. Nothing useful.
Fucking love Dad so much. He was so fucking good.
His dad's
one of
such
the
a
greatest characters
bully,
ever.
I love it. But Jimmy's like, you know what? We are going to sneak out. We're getting to fucking Retroland. I said I was going to be there. And you remember, the shrink ray hadn't worked before, but he did take it home, and he fixes it. And he shrinks himself down, and he sneaks out because fuck your parents, kids. Fuck them parents. They can't tell you what to do.
Let's fuck Jared's parents.
Well, I mean, my mom and my stepdad. I mean, you want to fuck my dad, but he would tear you in half. So Jimmy shrinks down. He sneaks out. While he's sneaking out, he has to sneak past his parents who are trying to watch TV. And they're talking about, like, did we do the right thing? Like, but, you know, the whole typical parents. But his dad, being the lovable fucking idiot he is, grabs the fucking shrink ray by accident and starts shrinking the TV, shrinks his wife's head.
You.
So good. So yeah, Jimmy sneaks out, and he also goes and breaks his other friends out, Shane and Carl, and they all head to Retroland.
Heading to Retroland.
Or Sheen, sorry.
It is Sheen, yep.
So, while they're doing this as well, we also get Cindy doing Tai Chi while she's drinking Purple Flurp.
Purple, oh my god! Purple Flurp!
The extra amounts of sugar balance out her centering herself while doing Tai Chi.
Yes.
I don't think that's how that works, but... Alright, Cindy.
Do you guys know how bad I wanted a Purple Flurp watching this fucking movie?
I really
it's probably just great fucking soda that tastes like ass, but like also, side tangent. Yes. I had my first white monster ever 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Oh, welcome, friend.
It's so fucking good. I get hype. I get it.
It's kind of citrusy.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. And I apologize for making fun of people. It is so fucking good. It is. I get the cult following.
The family fair in town, their gas station has buy two get one free.
So fucking worth it.
Every time I get a white one, I'll change up the other two, but I always grab a white one because it's the best.
It was so fucking good. I was like, God damn, this is actually good. I put it over ice too, like a styrofoam cup of ice. It's fucking great.
Welcome to the cult.
Yeah, I feel welcomed. Sorry, Purple Flurp. Anyway, I wanted a Purple Flurp so fucking bad.
I'm sorry. I'm on the wiki for Purple Flurp.
Mm-hmm.
It is a presumably grape soft drink.
Yeah, duh. It's Purple Flurp.
Presumably. It is 98% sugar and creates tension as well as temporary rash of energy and mood swings.
I bet. So also while Cindy's doing her Tai Chi Purple Flurp, Libby is playing with some of the most annoying cell phone ringtones you could possibly be playing with. Over and over again.
It was that time.
It was. But yeah, so the boys get to Retroland. They finally fucking got there. They got to what they wanted. So they start enjoying themselves. Carl starts going on rides, and Jimmy and Sheen are doing their thing, seeing Ultraman and
Ultralight
Candy, doing all this stuff. While this happens, Jimmy's parents go to check on him because they realize they may have been a little hard on him, and they don't want their son to hate them. I wish all parents felt that way.
Jerry's parents.
Hey,
this is mom. Everyone point, laugh at the trauma.
But yeah, so they go to check out.
I mean, a bitch. We're all dealing with stuff.
And Goddard is taking Jimmy's place. And he has a pre-recorded message in case the parents came to check on him, and just that he loves them and yada yada. I needed some coffee. Let's see here. So yeah, we get the parents checking in on him. They're also reading a book called Unwrapping Your Gifted Child, and that made me laugh so hard.
It's the greatest title to a fucking self-help book for problematic children that are smart I've ever fucking seen. If someone doesn't use that title for real, they're assholes.
So yeah, then while everyone's enjoying Retroland and kids are all just doing what kids are gonna do when they're at a theme park all by themselves, Jimmy's dad goes down. He's gonna get himself a glass of milk late at night. You know, gotta help yourself sleep. Sergeant Rick does that all the time. But then, oh no, we get "You're not Jimmy," and the aliens steal all the parents and leave a bunch of notes and take off in the night while the kids are all preoccupied.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Also, there was a guy getting beamed up while he was taking a dump, and my immediate thought, as my best friend on this show likes to do all the time, I immediately thought, that's how Anthony's gonna go while he's on the toilet, because...
Not wrong.
Dude,
I
got you. You don't know the half of it. One of these days, you're gonna get a video.
I don't want to
sound.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It'd be just a video of the wall, and you're just gonna hear,
"Oh God,
Lord, sweet Mary and Jesus Christ, Lord, have mercy on me."
So the boys are headed home at this point, and they don't realize it, but they see the aliens.
Did we do the full montage of Retroland? Like,
no. Let's give go ahead and give the full breakdown for Retroland.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they eat a bunch of junk food. Carl touches the llama. Sheen sees Ultralord and almost dies because he's a giant mascot. And Jimmy has just a fun time on a couple rides. So yeah, it was wild. I mean, it's just a montage of kids at an amusement park, but like, it's a fun one. So it's basically a Chekhov's amusement park.
Yes.
God, it's not like a Chekhov's gun. That's the fucking Chekhov's chapter.
Yes.
So yeah, while they're headed back from Retroland, they see the aliens leave. They don't know it's aliens, and Carl points out that there's a shooting star, and they should all make a wish.
Oh.
Yep.
And of course, this gives Jimmy his regretful moment.
I made my family disappear.
Fucking Home Alone
I
all
wish
over.
my parents were gone, and we could do this every day. And then, of course, that becomes like the thing you regret, because little do you know, your parents are dead.
I wish you were all gone.
I don't know. So, the next morning they all wake up. The next morning, everyone wakes up, realizes their parents are gone, and Jimmy doesn't really know what to make of it at first. So he has Goddard has like a little message for him, and it's all, we love you, blah blah blah. And then it's, oh my God, the parents are just gone. Holy cow! And then he goes down, he finds a note. They're all like, "We're going to Florida. Love you, Jimmy. See you later. Bye, son."
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Nobody thinks twice on this. All the kids end up outside. They're like, "Oh, our parents are gone. Hell yeah!" And just immediately party.
My favorite joke from this one is Sheen. I am peeing in the shower.
I'm still peeing.
That's such a fucking joke.
This is where we get the Blitzkrieg Bop song, just so everyone's aware. For those listening, this is where we get the edited version of the song. But it's while the kids are doing their own thing. Yeah, you got Sheen peeing in the shower, Carl riding a llama, you got a bunch of other kids like eating candy and doing movies. Anything you could think of as a kid that you would do that your parents wouldn't let you. That's all.
Leaving your refrigerator open.
Yeah, all the kids doing everything your parents hate you doing as a kid.
Go.
Oh boy.
Still peeing in the shower.
So that's all great and fun until the next morning, where everyone has a sugar hangover, like they just partied like it was 1999. And we get a kids news network that starts talking about everyone misses their parents, because
Yep.
turns out when you get stomach aches or do things and you don't know how to take care of yourself, you kind of miss your fucking parents when they're not around.
You fucking die. That's what happens.
Turns out you don't know how to cook or anything, so.
There's a child out there who fucking died, whose parents came home to no one.
And one of the segments in the little news bit is a kid sitting by the road This part made me laugh as a child and still makes me laugh now.
So fucking good.
We were gonna see who could eat the most cotton candy, and I won! And then it's just a kid who's just super fat.
Just dying.
It's honestly,
it still got me. Even rewatch it now.
What's the news anchor tummy or ouchies, boo boos, and whatever he says?
Yeah,
amazing. It's so dumb.
So yeah, everyone misses their parents. So they don't know what to do. Jimmy goes to the lab. And he's trying to think of like, well, what can we do? What can we do to try to correct this situation? Because I am the smartest man alive.
There has to be something.
But while he's in the lab, he has Goddard replay the voice message and realizes at the end they said they'd see him in the morning. And why would they say
why would they say that? Yeah, if we're gonna go to Florida.
And then he starts analyzing the note, and he realizes all the notes are the exact same, and they're not in the parents' handwriting.
Wow, I can't believe it took the genius to figure that out.
Fuck. So yeah, then he realizes that an alarm was going off the entire time, and that there was intelligent life that had visited him last night, and he wasn't paying attention because he was too busy with Retroland.
He was getting drunk.
Selfish bastard.
Drunk on power.
So Jimmy realizes that what had happened was aliens came, took all the parents. That is what has happened. He doesn't know how to tell everyone, right? So he tells his two best friends, and he's like, we got to keep this on the down low while I figure out what to do. We'll try to get our parents back. This doesn't work out so well. When you have a friend... Now, here's the thing.
It's Sheen.
When you have a friend like Sheen, right? He gets cornered by the cool kid, Nick, and they give them one purple nurple, and he just tells them everything. All right? That man's not going down with this ship. That man is not keeping your secrets. He just tells everyone immediately.
He will narc on you, as he should.
So yeah, Sheen, he tells everyone. So then an angry mob shows up, which... What's that, Jimmy? I believe that's an angry mob. So everyone shows up. They're ready to just beat Jimmy's ass because they tell him, like, yeah, Jimmy put out a thing and it brought aliens to the planet and they ate our parents.
Parents are gone forever.
It's all his fault.
He made the wish.
Right.
Yeah, so Jimmy explains to him that, hey, he doesn't exactly know what happened, but he'll figure this out. He'll get the parents back. Don't you fucking worry about it. He's going to get the parents back. And he shows him a hollow map. Correct. He shows him a hollow map of the universe, shows him where Earth is, and then, like, this is where they took our parents, so that's where we need to go. We just need to figure out how to get there.
Yep.
There are some things coming up here.
Yeah.
So we have a specialty song that comes in. And I want to take us back. I want to make us all feel really fucking old. And for those of you listening, you hear this name, you might feel old too. If you're driving, I just want you to stop the car because your joints are going to hurt. All right, just stop what you're doing because your body's going to hurt.
I'm gonna sneeze up here.
There's a montage song by Aaron Carter.
Sure is.
Let me tell you, when I had to look up what the song was and I saw Aaron Carter, I felt fucking old as shit.
As you should. As you should.
But his song
plays... Didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did.
He died recently, right?
I don't know
a year ago or so?
I don't remember if he died. Okay. I just remember he had a real bad falling out with the career.
He did. He did.
Yeah. His older brother outlived him, which is always sad.
So they have this montage going, and you may be asking, why do they have a montage? Why have a song? Well, that's because they're going to take all the fucking Retroland rides and turn them into spaceships somehow. This whole part of the movie is the only part where I'm really just like, I don't really understand where they got any of the means to do this.
It's a cartoon.
Cartoon logic. Some of them make sense. Like, there's just a rocket ship. The rocket ship makes sense. Like, the main characters all have, like, their own individual ones. are fantastic. It's everyone else, like the subsequent characters, that kind of get fucked.
Yeah, they do. So
when they launch, it's great because
It's
it makes
great.
sense.
It's very fun. It's very
faster.
fun.
They
Yeah.
go. My favorite joke is in this scene, where it's like where she's like, Do they need the fuel rods?" And Jimmy's like,
Oh my god!
Well, it's not rocket science. Oh
Well,
wait,
I mean, I guess
it is rocket science.
No fuel rod, Sheen. Some rose and boom.
It's a great 1-2 punch joke,
It's
and I love
so
a good
good.
1-2 punch joke.
They all get into space. My only note as they got into space was
America. Oh,
is there air in space? Was my only question, because they didn't bother making any kind of dome or anything.
Is it explained later on?
It is in the TV show. Sheen directly asked Jimmy Neutron, "Why don't we need air? Like, why? How can we breathe in space in this and everything?" And Jimmy says, "Well, that's quite simple." And then it cuts to Carl singing a song.
And then Sheen asks, "How come it takes astronauts like 14 hours to get to the moon, but we can do it in a matter of minutes?" And Jimmy goes, "Oh, that's also easily explained." And then it cuts back to Carl still singing that song. Now, we've skipped over one of my favorite parts, is where Carl is flying the butterfly, and he's just slightly too heavy, and it skids across the fly. You stupid butterfly, fly!
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that a reference to the Never-Ending Story with the stupid bat?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it might be. Yes.
When I saw that, I'm like, "It's stupid butterfly." I'm like, "Stupid bat, stupid bat." But no, that is a great one. I love Carl's little fucking butterfly.
So they're in space. They're doing their thing. They're heading where they need to, and then they run into a meteor shower.
They do.
Just because you're in space, it's gonna happen. Which is a bunch of chaos, but they manage to avoid it barely. And then they camp out. They find a big asteroid floating around, and they're like, "All right, let's camp out here for the night. That was a bunch of chaos.
Yes.
Get ourselves together here."
And the kids who are spinning around by their head need a break.
Oh my god! Just being pulled on by their neck.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just imagine the fucking straw, the short straw,
rides.
like.
Yeah, we over here could use a break.
Oh god. So yeah, they all camp for the night, and we get while they're doing this campfire, there is Nick tells them the Blair Witch Project as a horror story around the campfire.
Yep.
In a very kid-friendly way. I will applaud them for making it the way they did. And then she's out in the woods with no one around, and the camera pointed directly up at her face, and she has a booger that just keeps coming out, and they hear a bunch of scary noises. Like I do appreciate the way they handled it.
Mike, have you seen the Blair Witch Project?
No.
Fun fact: two of the three main characters are named Michael and Heather.
That's funny. That's great.
Yeah, hasn't seen that. There's so many things that reference the Blair Witch. So many things, because like there's this movie, and then Scary Movie 1 also made fun of that with
we should
having the
look at
camera
Blair
in
Witch
the middle of the woods. Maybe there are technically. I mean, there are like 3 of them with the remake.
No, there's one. And then Nick calls Jimmy short.
Does.
Yes, it's a red dwarf. Something you must have in common. Thanks for bringing me out here to save my parents from certain death. You're short.
But it's okay. They come back together, because then they also start remembering about their parents and what their parents do.
A good time with their parents.
What was that? Nothing. So So they continue on after that. As they're going, they do end up discovering the planet. Doesn't really look like an alien planet, if you're not, just kind of a bunch of lights on it, but it is the alien planet. So they go down and they're like, we're going to scout this out. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get our parents back, guys. We made it. It took us forever, but we finally made it, y'all. And we are getting our goddamn parents back. Let me tell you what. Jimmy finds the planet intriguing because they're very advanced. So he's in fucking heaven. He's loving it. Boy, genius that he is.
Absolutely.
But everyone's a little precautious about all this, about like what kind of aliens we're dealing with, except for Nick, who tells them that he better just find the aliens so he can go kick their butts so he can get their parents back. You just leave it to him.
He's gonna kick their butts.
He's a cool guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, real cool. He's the best. So as they're going, they find all their parents, and they have a bunch of helmets on them, and they're being mind controlled. And,
exactly. Like Scooby Doo.
Exactly. Yes. So the kids try to get him. They end up damaging. Jimmy ends up damaging his dad's helmet, which makes his dad immediately start going off like a car alarm.
Yep.
Yeah, intruder alert. So that didn't go well. They all get captured. Ooh.
By the way, I don't know if it got brought up yet, but the king, King Goobot the 5th.
Yeah, we're about to get there. Yeah.
Yes.
And Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It fucking blows my mind every time.
But yeah, there is Patrick Stewart, who is the king, and they get captured. They get sent all into the dungeon. But while they're getting pulled up and wrapped into the dungeon, we do also find out that the parents are going to be sacrificed to a thing called Poltra. And they have no idea what this is. They just know it sounds really bad.
It's fucking great. It's so fucking good.
It's a Mothra joke, people.
It is.
So while they're in the dungeon, of course, all this becomes immediately Jimmy's fault again. Because,
yes.
It's your fault, Jimmy. It's all your fault.
I mean, they're not technically wrong.
No, not really, no. So yeah, while they're all turning on Jimmy, they're also trying to figure out a plan to get out of where they are. This is where we get one of my favorite things from Sheen here, where everybody's, after they all turn on Jimmy, they're all like, all right, let's come up with ideas, guys. Like, no, not you, Sheen. Like, hey, give him a chance, guys. He might have an idea. He's like, all right, Sheen, what would Ultra Lord do? Oh, but he would use his super awesome space lasers, and he would melt the rocks, and then he would break his way out with super strength and kick all the eggs' butts. And they're like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yes, let's all use our laser eyes that we have. Yes, Sheen.
Well, I mean, in Sheen's defense, they asked him what Ultra Lord would do, and that's what Ultra Lord would do.
That is 100% what Ultra Lord would do. They're being kind of condescending assholes.
So yeah, everyone's just kind of trying to figure things out. Libby's playing with her phone. Cool kid Nick is fucking being Mr. Macho. He's gonna beat everything up. But Cindy pulls a wild card here, and she goes and talks to Jimmy, and she's really nice to him. Because, hey, us smart people, we got to stick together.
Right, bunch of dum-dums out there.
All these fucking idiots, they'd never live without us. All right, Jimmy? We got to stick together. But
100% accurate, by the way, but that's fine.
Thanks to Libby playing with her phone, Jimmy comes up with the idea, a brain blast! That he's going to call Goddard.
Yeah.
Because Goddard still works that way. So, do we know
the whole time?
Yes. Who plays the henchman Eggman? I forgot to look up the voice actor.
Martin Short.
Martin Short.
Thank you. It sounded so familiar, and I couldn't put my fucking finger on it. Thank you.
Yeah. Martin Short.
Weird cast.
Just a wild cast for an
cast,
animated movie from a studio that's done really nothing prior to this. They got so many fucking
They
people.
called in all their favors.
They really did.
So yeah, the henchman there is dealing with Goddard. He's supposed to dissect him and figure out how he works because they want to know what he's made of. But then because he gets the phone call, Goddard starts acting like it's a self-destruct sequence thanks to Jimmy's little call. Yeah. And he plays dead.
So good.
Callback. A lot of good callbacks.
It is a good callback.
And Chekhov's
Jimmy Neutron.
Correct. So yeah, Goddard
back
gets
when
free.
Storytelling was an art form.
So yeah, Goddard self-destructs, reconnects himself, runs off, and he goes and gets the kids, breaks them out, and thank God, because like God only knows what they would have done to those poor children if they're feeding the adults to Poltra. God only knows. So they
probably raised them as cattle.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
It's a human.
So Goddard
farm.
gets them all free, and while they're doing this, the Poltra event starts, and all the parents get brought out, and they're marched onto a stage around a giant fucking egg.
So weird.
Oh,
I can't believe they got the fucking chicken dance in this shit. It's so dumb.
Which
So
probably
dumb.
means in this world's canon, the chicken dances was an alien transmission.
Yes.
Correct.
Or two entities both separately made the chicken dance. I don't know which was more believable.
So yeah, they start the chicken dance ritual to get Poltra out. And while the kids are on the roof looking down at the arena, at first they're like, "Oh, must be some kind of sports game." It's like I don't think that's what it is, Carl. But then as they're looking down, this line also kills me because they start seeing him do the chicken dance, and then everybody goes, "Oh no, they're making our parents dance so lame." And then there's Carl. "Nah, that's just how my dad dances."
And then he cuts to his father just like fucking busting a move. Like just really getting into it.
Having a great time. Also, played by Rob Paulson. He plays all the Weezers.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. So the kids rush off. They also put together a plan. They're gonna have Sheen steal a ship, get it back over to them. They're gonna break their parents out and then use the ship to escape. Yeah, what would Ultralord do? So they all get down there and they break in. And at first, Nick is kicking ass, y'all. He takes up the staff from the guards. He starts beating them up, and he's like, "Yeah, I told you I would handle them." But then the egg cracks.
Yep.
And we get the first ever use, and I had to look this up because it was another fact on the movie. The first ever used fully CGI'd big giant creature monster for Nickelodeon. They used zero hand animation, anything, and this was another thing for them where like they had never done this. So it looks a little rough now, but taking into consideration they hadn't done something like that for a movie of this scale, I say good for them. But
honestly,
Jared, comes out.
I thought you were about to say this is the very first time Nickelodeon ever made a fully animated alien chicken with 3 eyes. I'm like, and I was about to say, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no, it was part of the facts of like the CGI used to make Poltra had to be like completely worked from the ground up because it was a bigger like animation thing, whatever. So it was like a big moment that they were able to actually pull that off because I guess like behind the scenes they didn't think they could get it to work. They thought it would like fail on itself. So Poltra comes out and Nick immediately turns into a little fucking bitch and screams at the top of his lungs and runs away.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I'd be any better.
No, I would be worse.
Yeah, no, it's a giant fucking chicken dinosaur thing. Yeah, no. Jimmy gets a brain blast, trying to figure out like how do we get all this stuff. He uses if I remember correctly, he uses Goddard's new little thing he invented for him to become like flying motorcycle dog, and then uses that to go get the remote control and starts saving the parents. But that pisses Poltra off because Poltra's fucking hungry. So, Carl also goes crazy because everyone starts fighting back to get their parents, and Carl sprays the eggs in the face
with his
because
it says Carl show and tell.
Yeah. Call back to show and tell. He just So the kids all start fighting back. Jimmy's trying to get the parents on. Sheen pulls up with the ship, and it's all going pretty good. I gotta say, it's going pretty good.
I didn't realize that they don't kill Poltra.
No. So Poltra keeps trying to get the parents, and they keep moving him, so it keeps smacking its head. He gets it stuck in things. They don't kill Poltra.
No. Eventually, the Yolkians come back in.
Yeah, because they kill him in the show by making him drink soda because chickens can't burp.
Yes, but
probably
for now,
burp and flurp.
Yeah, so they get everyone on the ship. The assistant, the brother there, played by Martin Short, he gets cracked and has to get put into a bucket. And but Sheen and the parents, everyone gets off the planet. They're all escape. And in your mind, you're like, oh, they're safe, they're good, they're happy. Everyone's a great ending. It's not over. Because then the Yokians get on their own ship and they start chasing them. And they're like, hell no. Like, we went a long ways to get these goddamn humans. We're not letting them leave. So Jimmy has to figure out the fuck is he going to do? Like, how is he going to get them out of this one?
You small little boy. You can't stop us. We're going to catch you.
Yeah. How are they possibly going to stop? So Jimmy heads out of the ship. And he uses his shrink ray to enlarge himself.
He pulls a Captain America Civil War.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He becomes a giant man, and then he flicks them back at their own planet.
It's so dumb. I love it.
Oh, he doesn't flick them. He goes...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, he just blows them.
Yes, Jimmy blows the eggs.
Jimmy blows those eggs. So everyone... Everyone escapes. They all get back to Earth, which is fine because getting back to Earth, all the parents, god damn, do they love their kids? Like, just like, you kids came after us. We also get to see Carl's dad talking about like, hey, that was a pretty good jibe. It's getting really in there. Let's go dancing again, huh? And then he starts doing a chicken dance again. So,
and then of course the greatest, I don't know why, it's my favorite one where it goes, Ultra Dad!
Yeah! Ultra Son!
He's also wearing the Ultra Lord mask. He's like, these two have a great relationship.
It's so good.
I love that scene.
It makes me so happy.
You are correct. It is a great little bit. But yeah, so really overall, everything ends really happy. Everyone gets their parents back. They they get back to Earth. Everyone's happy. And it ends with some soda burping, because gotta get that purple slurp. So yeah, that's Jimmy Neutron, and because of that movie and how well it did, it spawned the show that they were trying to get made originally.
Yeah, would it have 3 seasons, right? 3 or 4 seasons?
3 or 4 seasons, yeah.
76 episodes or something.
There were 3 seasons.
Yeah, there we go. Huh?
With 61 episodes.
Pretty close.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually we get Planet Sheen, which we do not talk about.
No, it ended with Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
It did end with the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Give them.
God, I love the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is great. I almost watched those and was just going to do research on that instead.
Sometime. We'll do crossover. We'll do crossover series eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Not this time.
Well, folks, for ending out the show, that was Jimmy Neutron. What a fun time. What a great time. Beautiful time. Also, while we're ending out the show, I'll also just mention here, Atom Fall finally came out. I know we brought that up like an episode or 2 ago that I was excited about that. It is very much like Fallout. My only complaint, and I realize the game just came out, so some people would say, well, that's to be expected, and I hate that that's a thing we say now. But I only got about 15 minutes into it, and then the game just continuously crashes every fucking time I try to continue, and I'm really mad now, because I was really getting into it. Happening. I was really getting into it. It is like British Fallout. So I was really getting into it with like, oh, I get these mechanics. Like, this is fun. But then like the battle wise, you die pretty fucking easily. So I was like, all right, there's these bandits. I'll just sneak past them because I have to get to the thing. Got to the fucking thing. 15 minutes into the game, and I'm like, all right, I have to go back out to go find more stuff. Like, I get it. I get how this game's going to work. Fucking 6 of them start walking in, and I'm like, shit. Well, I did find a pistol. I'll take care of them. But the minute I throw the Molotov to start burning some people to make it easier, the game fucking crashes immediately. And I tried gunfighting them twice, and it keeps crashing. But I'll kill like 3 or 4 of the 6, and then the game just fucking crashes out, and I'm getting really irritated with that.
It's 2025. We should be doing this.
Before we end out, gentlemen, it shouldn't. I have a box office game because I was doing some research while we were there.
Yeah,
I love your box.
I know.
End out with a box office.
So it did come out 2021. December 21st, 2021. So, which is why it was in with Shrek, because Shrek also came out in 2001. Shrek is not in the box office this time around because while it had staying power, Shrek was released summer. This is now winter releases. So, number 1 in the box office, 2001, high fantasy epic. It is the first of the series, and it is number 1 after still 3 weeks.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
That will come later. The other one.
Did you know that when he kicks that helmet, he actually?
Oh my god! It's just. Yes, it is. It is in fact the Fellowship of the Ring. Number 2 in the box office. We're dating so much right now, guys. This is going to be so bad.
I'm married.
It is. I think it's the first or the second in this series of movies starring George Clooney.
Series of movies starring George Clooney?
Yeah.
Okay, you really hit me with a hammer when you said George Clooney. I have fucking
Ocean's 11.
It is Ocean's 11. Jared 4 coming out swinging. God, number 3 in the box office is Jimmy Neutron. So opening behind,
not bad.
Oh, wow.
No, opening behind the Lord of the Rings and Ocean's 11, absolutely.
No, I mean, and also people who might have heard that and be like, "Nah, that's terrible."
Yep.
This was early animation.
Yeah,
things are not number 1. So
you gotta remember what we said in the beginning.
Great.
This was the first Nicktoons theatrical release movie that got them as far as it did. So this is a very big achievement.
The number 4 in the box office is Vanilla Sky. Number 5 in the box office is a documentary about a boxer. Last name only.
I've known this. I've seen it. Stars Will Smith.
I think it does. Yes.
You go ahead.
Ali.
It is Ali.
I've never seen it. I forgot that movie
Number
existed.
6 in the box office is the other fantasy that Jared guessed. It is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Number 7.
I saw that movie in theaters 3 times.
Yeah, like me and Spider-Man No Way Home, which is why I can't ever see Spider-Man movies in theater again.
I brought this up to Sergeant Redactor recently. I came up with a conversation, but it was literally like my parents took me to see Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter, for a Christmas present. And then I went to my dad's the next weekend, and my dad's like, "You haven't seen it yet, right?" And my little ass went, "No." So I'm going to go see it with him. Yeah. And then my grandparents, like a month later, were like, "Oh, look, that's in theaters. Have you seen that yet?" No. So I'm like,
you manipulative little shit. Number 7 in the box office is How High. Number 8 in the box office is The Majestic. Number 9 in the box office in its 4th week running, so basically it was a November release, is another parody movie.
Ooh.
It is another parody movie.
Another
2001.
It is. It's probably not the original one, but
Scary Movie 2?
nope.
No, I think I got it from what Mike said.
Yeah.
I think he
What
gave
is
it
it?
away.
What is it?
Is this another teen movie?
It's not another teen movie.
Ah.
Yep, not another teen movie. Number 10 in the box office in its 7th week is my 3rd favorite Pixar movie. It has a stacked class and has no reason to be as good as it is.
Monsters Inc.
It is Monsters Inc.
Okay.
That, like, you look at the credits on that shit, it goes fucking hard.
John Goodman.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I also saw that one in theaters with my sister and
Buscemi.
grandfather.
I need to let you guys know that number 11 in the box office is a movie that I've watched and is one of those movies that no longer exists. And it's somebody bullies Tim Allen and he gets really pissed off about it.
The Santa Claus.
No.
No.
I think he's really pissed.
Yeah.
Oh God, what was the fucking name of this one?
Yeah, what is the name of the movie?
So we're in a post 9/11 world.
The picture is Tim Allen standing by himself with boxing gloves on. If that helps you.
Is this Joe somebody?
It is Joe somebody.
What the fuck? I gotta look this up. I don't believe you.
So Tim Allen has a corporate job where he keeps getting passed up for promotions. He gets really pissed off and basically throws his life away to try to get into good graces with his boss, and eventually learns a lesson that family is more important than career.
Goddamn right.
We're gonna run through some of these. Kate and Leopold, A Beautiful Mind, Behind Enemy Lines, The Royal Tenenbaums, Spy Games, but number 21 in the box office. No, number 21 in the box office is probably a movie that we reference far too much on this podcast, starring Jack Black.
Tropic Thunder? No, that'll be later.
No, is it School of Rock?
It is not School of Rock. It's the other one.
That was going to be my second guess.
Shallow Hal.
It is Shallow
Oh my
Hal.
God.
Shallow Hal had a gal.
We fucking talk about that
That's
fucking
bad movie.
So bad.
And it did not age well at all.
It should be in my list.
So number 34 in the box office is another Nick adjacent movie, but it's live action, and it stars I do believe it stars the late Michelle Trachtenberg, where she plays the nerdy best friend. I do believe it's why a lot of people played the clarinet growing up. It also stars Josh Peck as a friend in a robe.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, he's going to move
would know this because I can see
I can see Josh Peck in a robe. It's blue.
Yeah. It is blue.
As I say, I can see it. I can't physically see it.
Yeah, the commercial was like, blah, blah, blah. We're moving? We're not moving?
Zach Keeble's big move.
Max, but yes.
Max Keeble's big move.
Number 36 in the box office, and it's 27th week, so it's holding on right there. I just want to let you know. It's a movie about fashion, but it's more a movie about life.
Aren't they all?
Mm-hmm.
Is it The Devil Wears Prada?
It is not.
That's
the male version of The Devil Wears Prada.
Kingsman.
Wow, they really went back in time.
Male fashion.
Male fashion.
Male models.
Yes.
I can't believe that actually worked, Mike. That was great inception.
Yes.
It's Zoolander.
It is Zoolander. Yes.
Really good-looking people.
We're just going to round out the last couple. Number 43 in the box office. And it's 33rd week. It's holding on. It is a movie based on a book where basically a fictional country needs a new monarch.
Fictional country needs it.
Yep.
Now my brain went to The Dictator, starring.
It is not.
But I know that's not.
It's also not a book. It needs to be a book. It stars a very young actor. This is like her first or second premiering role, and it stars a high talent as a queen.
Princess Diary 2.
It is the Princess Diaries.
Oh, Princess Diaries.
I was just about to say that. I was like, I don't think that's right, though. Sounds wrong.
And then number 47 in the box office, and I'm only bringing this up because it comes up so often now in popular culture. What if Macaulay Culkin was gay?
I think you get Ryan Reynolds.
If you don't know it, it's fine. But this is him like going full gay in a movie and like going to go. Please don't. And
Look,
it's
we don't need the Eye of Brenda song.
Yes. Yeah, it is a very little known movie. It didn't make much, but it is like an independent film where he plays a homosexual and is around a bunch of homosexuals and they have a big party and it's about a club. If you don't know it, it's fine.
I do not know this one. I didn't know there was a movie that did that.
Go ahead, Anthony. Do you know?
I was about to say, no, I don't know it.
It is Monsters Ball.
I have not seen this.
Nope.
Not many people have. I've seen a clip of it where Macaulay Culkin's in tight fucking black leather trying to get into a movie.
How old is Macaulay Culkin?
In that one, he was like 20.
All right, then I'll look it up. The Monster Ball. Monsters Ball 2001.
Yeah, I have not. I didn't know there was a movie he did that. Because the minute you started describing the plot, I was like, I didn't even know this was a movie. Okay.
Yeah, don't.
Not to be confused with Pokeball.
No.
That's what it says on Wikipedia. Starts off. It's an American romantic drama film starring Billy Bob Thornton, Heath Ledger, Halle Berry, Peter Boyle, Sean Combs. Sean Combs.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
That's P. Diddy.
Yep.
Most Def.
Yeah, well, he was
minor roles all the way through. So, but yeah, that's the box office game that I wanted to play. So, but yeah, that's just what again, 2001. We've talked about it. Good year for movies.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Great year for movies.
I don't know how to spell Macaulay.
So next week, folks, if you're tuning in for the show, we'll be discussing Cats and Dogs.
We will.
Which, let me tell you.
Not the Revenge of Kitty Galore, just the first one.
No, not the Revenge of Kitty Galore. Just the first one.
They should have just said pussy.
Yep.
They should have just said pussy.
Kitty Galore. Anyway,
so, folks, with that, feel free to go over on our YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Leave a comment and a like. You can share it if you want, but most importantly, just comment and like at least, because it helps us out.
Interact with the video.
Yeah,
please.
just interact with it because it helps us. We're constantly getting emails about things, and I'm trying to find us more sponsors. So the more you interact with it, the better for us. If you're listening on a podcast platform, thank you for listening to the OG way. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and leave us a rate.
But you can't see what I have here. Ooh,
go ahead and leave us a rate and review on any of your podcast platforms. And also on YouTube, go check out all the gaming and Jokey Pants Has Bad Taste stuff, because we have new episodes for that are getting recorded soon. This should be a lot of fun. Speaking of which, before I end out the show, real quick, I watched a second Popeye movie because I didn't realize that there was a second one. I thought they just changed the name of the other one. And I realized they did not. There's just two.
Okay.
There's Popeye's Revenge, and then yesterday I saw it pop up, so I watched it, and I realized that that's now going to be an episode I probably do myself, where I compare the two of them. Because then there's Popeye the Slayer Man.
I can't fucking wait.
Which was
is that already out, or is that
originally seen talked about?
Fuck yeah!
It is.
Enter the public domain. Popeye deserves to be a serial killer.
Popeye's
Let Popeye kill.
Not the greatest. Popeye the Slayer Man, also not the greatest. But I'll get into it with the episode. But I do think Slayer Man was slightly better. Slightly.
Bye-bye, the Slayer Man.
Yeah, so go check all that out. We'll check all of you next week. Go over to patreon.com/Oddcast and you can catch whatever. Really, you can just donate to us, or you can go over to delbyenergy.com, use code Oddcast, and save yourself money off there, because then that also helps us, because they sponsor us. So go check all that out. Take care of yourself. Stay odd, stay happy. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
So, Macaulay Culkin has a gay movie?
Yeah, I got bad news, Mike.
You got the right one.
No, it's called Party Monster.
Yeah, same difference. Sorry, difference. It's fine. Well,
that is... I've seen that image before, and I didn't know what it was from, and now I know.
And
it's from a movie. All right. Well, gentlemen,
is that Seth Green?
Oh, God.
It is. Oh, God. All right, yeah. Macaulay Culkin, Seth Green, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
All right, bye, fuckers.
Goodbye.